beautiful. Sometimes we play the background for so long that we start to fade into the background. And it's like you just start shrinking and you disappear. And sometimes it's not even intentional. But then you get there and you're like, oh, it's comfortable right here because the light isn't on me in the background. I can hide in the background. I can even what's my right word? I can even fall back into some of the ways that I used to be because no one is paying attention to the background. And it's like, okay. There becomes a moment where you're like, I can't do this anymore. You begin to take up space. And let me tell you something. It is so uncomfortable to take up space when you have hidden in the background for so long. So let me tell you how we got here. Dad's death put me into this survival mode. The survival mode took me into this place of being like, just fall back. You can handle everything that you're handling and you're good in the background. So it's like no light is shining on what's going on in the background. So I can hide and do everything that needs to be done. And it's getting done, period. But in that background, you start to lose yourself. In that background, you start dimming down because if you shine how you're supposed to shine, it's going to automatically put some light on you. And it's like, okay. And this place right here, it's a hard place. And so y'all are literally seeing Brittany unfolding. And I feel like this was the perfect name. And I didn't even know it in real time. But then looking at it, it's like, oh, here we are. Because stepping into the light is one uncomfortable, but it also is uncomfortable for those around you because there becomes this moment where everybody has to adjust. And it's like, okay. These are also the moments that you will realize who can't handle the change and who is not willing to adjust in all of it. And it's like, okay. And for me, that part hurt way more than I wanted it to. If that part could have been like a quick stick while you getting a shot, I'll be like, cool. But it was that pain that just kept coming back. And it's like, okay. And then it's me wanting to fade right back in the background. And it's like, no, Brittany, you are not about to fade in the background any longer. And it's so hard because that sitting in the tension of the uncomfortable moments, my God, today, you're just like, well, okay, here's a moment. I'm growing. My voice is changing. I'm changing on my views of things because when I tell you, I did not think that death was going to change how I saw some things. And you're like, okay. So we gotta getting older plus death plus, I guess you could say life. All of these things are happening, and it's just like, okay, so who am I? Because there are so many moments that it's like I don't recognize this version of Brittany, and it's just like, okay, if I know that I was already a lot before the change, I can only imagine where I am now. I'm not about to cry, but to be able to sit in this place and be at peace is one of the easiest parts of this right now because it's like, okay, Lord, I know that you've given me this voice. I know that you have allowed the things to go down, how they were going to go down, so that I can be in the place and the space to support other people. When I tell you I did not realize that the funeral programs was going to be my way of helping somebody through because you're like, I have the basic, but the rest of it, if the funeral home isn't handling that part of it, it's like, okay, well, I could do my part. It also is allowing me to show up for people in a different way. And it's like, okay, I see it. But when you've been in that background, your background moves aren't even announced. Stuff just happens because when you in the dark, not necessarily the dark, but when you in the background, the moves that have been made that don't have your name on them look different. It's like, oh, okay, Brittany did that. I didn't need you to know that I did that. I just wanted it to be done. And that's what I'm used to. I'm used to I feel like I'm just used to handling stuff in the background without my name being attached to it. And it's like, I don't want my name attached to it. I wanted it to be done, period. And it's like, okay, well, here we are. So if you have been fading into the background, I need to remind you that you were never meant to disappear. You were meant to be seen. And however that needs to be for you, shine on, baby. Shine on. I could say that halfway into this. And I can also tell you that the shining process will look different because you are going to have to change how you see yourself as well. That is the flip side of this for me. This process changed how I saw me. Oh man. And there's moments where even in friendships and relationships, I played the background so well that other people didn't have to show up and do anything because they knew I was going to hold it down. And in those moments, in those spaces, in those places, in relationships, it's like that doesn't fly any longer. That does not fly. And so something has to change. And when that something has to change, it will expose some things. And so I pray that as you come into the light, as you are seen, that one, your heart will be well, but two, you will love who you are inside. And I think that right there, I know I've said it on plenty of videos, but rediscovering Brittany, it's been enjoyable. And so it's just like, here we are. Okay, I like this. I don't like this. I can now say, oh, I don't want to do this. Like if there's something else you want to do, I'm willing to do that. But it's like I don't enjoy that any longer. And so yeah, step on out into the light. Step out. Because you're worth it. Shine on. Be all that God has created you to be. Because man, there's something amazing in you. Scared and all, do it scared. I ain't mean to buck up at you, but seriously, do it scared. And here we are, just unfolding this thing called life. I love you. I'm proud of you. You got this. Shine on, baby.